admission to this prison costs $100, 000, 1 year in prison and you'll earn $300 million. There are no traps or monsters, just a variety of Michelin 5 cuisine. Garand sold all his family's possessions to get the tickets, but Garand suddenly faints just after signing the contract. Garand wakes up from prison to find that his cellmate is an old man. He looks around the prison and thinks the prize is a foregone conclusion, but suddenly, the old man puts a pillow on the floor and kneels down. The prison makes a loud noise and lowers a table with food on it. It wasn't a 5-star meal, but someone else's leftovers. It discovers that this is the 48th floor of the prison and that the food has been eaten by those above. Garand has no appetite, but he sees the old man eating. The old man says it's his only meal and if he doesn't eat it, he'll starve to death. Garand had to pick up a clean green apple and put it in his pocket at the end of the meal. The food moved on to the next stage. The old man finished the last sip of his drink and spat on the food. Garand strongly condemned this immoral behavior, but the old man said the men would have eaten the food anyway and told Garand to throw the apple away. If you leave food inside the prison, the room temperature will rise indefinitely. Garand is slowly getting used to this life. The old man says that every month they change floors, and last month he stayed on the 132nd floor. Garand wants to know if the old man can't get food on the 132nd floor. The old man replies that of course not. Garand wonders how the old man survived. It turns out that prison rules allow anyone to bring an object. Garand says he brought a book to take the edge off, but the old man smiles and pulls out a katana. 1 year in prison and you'll receive a $300 million bounty. Everyone is allowed to bring one thing before entering. Garand brought a book, but his roommate brought a knife. Fortunately, they're on the 48th floor and have enough food every day, so the old man didn't hurt Garand that day. In addition to the food, a woman climbed down from the platform. Garand wonders why people from above come down to suffer. It turns out that the woman is there for her baby and comes once a month, but as soon as the woman reaches the next floor, she's dragged down by 2 men. Garand wants to help, but discovers that there are 8 meters between each floor and that he'll get hurt if he jumps down. As Garand hesitates, the woman returns to the platform covered in blood. Both men break out in a cold sweat. For a month, Garand reads to the old man every day, making their relationship very cordial. Soon, it's time for them to change floors. Garand wakes up to find he's tied up and can't break the ropes. The old man touches Garand's head and tells him that this time, unfortunately, they've reached the 171st floor. There will be nothing left to eat on this floor, not even bones. The old man gently tells Garand that he can't go up to a week without eating, but after a week, the old man will be looking for food on Garand's body. Garand continues to struggle for help, but he can't find anyone to help him. All he hears are the screams of the floors fighting each other, because the lower the floor, the less food there is to distribute, the more competition there is. He remains desperate for a week. The old man finally gives in and rips the bandage off Garand's leg, ready to eat his flesh. Just then, the woman from the platform arrives and sees that Garand, who is trying to help him, is in danger. Without hesitation, the woman kills the old man and gives the knife to Garand. Garand waits for the woman to leave and is forced by hunger to abandon his humanity. He spent the month over his roommate's body. When he opened his eyes again, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Garand was lucky enough to be on the 6th floor this time. These 5-star chefs prepare dinner for the prison. Before entering, each prisoner writes down his favorite dish, whether it's Australian lobster or baked pasta. They put the food on the table for the prisoners to take. However, they don't realize that some prisoners eat their own food and that of others. Those in the middle of the prison are allowed only the leftovers. On the lower floors, it's even worse, a pile of garbage. Garand is lucky enough to be on the 6th floor, where he gets his first taste of the snails he ordered. Bahara brought a rope to get help from the people above him. He wanted to use the rope to climb to the top and inform the cooks of the state of the prison. Bahara threw the rope to the man upstairs and climbed as hard as he could. But as he neared the top, the man above him let go. Luckily, Garand caught Bahara in time and prevented him from falling and injuring himself. The people up there have food every day and don't want to help Bahara. Garand and Bahara are equally despairing of the prison system and decide to fight back. They are armed and ready to keep the day's food. They want to keep all the food and take it back as is to the top floor of the prison. Someone might realize something is wrong and come down to check out the prison. When the operation began, the first 100 floors were cooperating under the threat of armed force, because tomorrow they'll have a big meal too. On the 100th floor, knowing they'll never see the food tomorrow, the men fight to get it. Garand had to resort to violence. On the 150th floor, they saw people starving and decided to give them all the food. They wanted to use a box of pudding to send a message about the unfair distribution of prisoners. However, when they reached the 200th floor, they realized that the platform was still falling. They had to follow the platform further down. The further down they went, the more they saw the looting and killing in hell. Finally, the platform stopped at the 333rd floor. There they found a little girl, who they assumed was the wife's child. The 2 men saw that the child was hungry and decided to give her some pudding. Finally, they put the child on the platform to send a message to the kitchen. Garand and Baharat stop here. On the 333rd floor, forever. This is only the apparent end of the film, but in reality, the 333rd floor represents hell, and the girl doesn't exist at all. So the pudding is also protected by them and successfully delivered to the kitchen. But the kitchen was very angry when they saw the pudding. They thought there was hair on the pudding and refused to eat it. All the cooks were lectured. The scary thing is not the system, but human nature.